$40 million. That's how much a small group of traders pulled out of prediction markets in a single year, and the craziest part, most of them weren't hedge fund managers or Wall Street quants. They were people running automated systems from their laptops. I spent the last month going down this rabbit hole, talking to people who've actually done this, and one number kept coming up that I genuinely couldn't believe at first. One trader, a single individual, made over $2 million across about 4,000 transactions. That's roughly $500 profit per trade, executing 11 trades a day. And the tool doing the heavy lifting wasn't some proprietary Goldman Sachs algorithm. It was AI that you and I can access right now. Welcome back to Zero Index. What I want to walk you through today is something I'm calling the AI arbitrage window, and I want to be honest with you about something up front. This window is closing faster than most people realize. So let me explain what's actually happening here, because the surface level description doesn't do it justice. The core idea is embarrassingly simple once you see it. Markets are inefficient. Prices on one platform don't always match prices on another, and sometimes those discrepancies last for seconds or even minutes before correcting. Traditional arbitrage has existed forever, but here's what changed: AI agents can now spot these gaps, analyze whether they're real opportunities or traps, and execute trades faster than any human could type in their password. I found one case that genuinely made me sit back in my chair. A trading bot turned $313 into $414,000 in a single month. Not a year. A month. And it wasn't doing anything exotic. It was trading Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana on 15-minute windows, placing bets between $4,000 and $5,000 each time with a 98% win rate. The secret, if you can call it that, was exploiting a tiny window where prediction market prices lagged behind confirmed price movements on major exchanges like Binance and Coinbase. By the time the prediction market caught up, the bot had already placed its bet on the right side. And the question nobody's asking is, why isn't everyone doing this already? Here's the thing nobody talks about. The crypto trading angle gets all the headlines because the numbers are so dramatic, but there's a second version of this that I actually think is more interesting for most people watching this. It's what I've started calling digital labor arbitrage, and it works completely differently. The model looks like this. You sell a $500 strategic solution to a client, could be a market analysis, a content strategy, a competitive research report, something that traditionally would take a consultant 20 hours to produce. Except now you fulfill it in 15 minutes using AI agents, and it costs you maybe $2 in API tokens. The margin on that is absolutely absurd when you think about it. I found one system using something called Kimi K2.5, which has this agent swarm capability I hadn't heard of before I started researching this. It's built on a 1 trillion parameter architecture that can coordinate up to 100 subagents working in parallel. One operator documented generating $300 a day in profit with less than 1 hour of human oversight. That's not passive income, nothing truly is, but it's about as close as I've seen to a genuine leverage play that doesn't require you to have $100,000 in starting capital. So what does this actually mean for you? It means the traditional exchange of time for money, which has been the foundation of most people's income for their entire lives, is becoming optional for those who understand how to set up these systems. And this is where it gets interesting, because I don't want to give you the impression that this is some unlimited money glitch that will work forever. It won't. The data shows that price discrepancies are compressing rapidly. In 2023 and early 2024, these arbitrage windows might stay open for minutes. Now, in 2025, they typically last seconds. More participants are entering with better technology, and every new competitor makes the remaining opportunities smaller and faster. I think of it like being early to a gold rush versus arriving when the easy nuggets are gone and you need industrial equipment to find anything. 38% of cryptocurrency traders now actively use arbitrage bots. 66% of margin traders rely on automated systems. The edge that felt like a cheat code 2 years ago is becoming table stakes. Most people stop here, which is a mistake, because there's a crucial distinction between the arbitrage opportunities that are saturating and the ones that aren't. The pure price arbitrage plays, spotting a Bitcoin price difference between two exchanges, those are getting crushed by competition. But there's a layer above that which is still wide open. I'm talking about information arbitrage, specifically using AI to process news, social sentiment, and non-price data faster than the market can react. One system I looked at, profiled by a researcher named Igor Mikurin, generated $2.2 million in 2 months using ensemble probability models trained on news and social data. It wasn't just looking at prices. It was reading the fire hose of information coming in about a particular asset and making predictions about where prices would go before the move happened. That's a fundamentally different game, and it's much harder to saturate because you're not competing on speed alone, you're competing on the quality of your models and your data sources. The accuracy numbers being reported are kind of staggering. Some of these systems claim 92 to 97% accuracy in identifying profitable trades when they incorporate real-time analysis of geopolitical events and social sentiment alongside price data. Now, I want to be careful here because any platform guaranteeing you 2% daily profit should be avoided like the plague. That's not arbitrage, that's a Ponzi scheme wearing a tech costume. Real arbitrage relies on genuine market inefficiencies, not recruiting new investors. Let me level with you about what I actually think is going on here. The people making millions from AI arbitrage right now fall into a few categories. Some of them are legitimately skilled technologists who built or customized sophisticated systems. Some of them got in early enough that they captured the easiest opportunities before competition arrived. And some of them are selling courses about AI arbitrage to people who will never actually execute any of this, which is its own kind of arbitrage, I suppose. The realistic path for someone watching this isn't to expect to turn $300 into $400,000 in a month. That bot story I mentioned earlier, it's real, but it's also an outlier that got signal boosted precisely because it was so exceptional. What's more achievable is the digital labor arbitrage model, understanding how to use AI agents to deliver premium value at a fraction of the traditional time investment. That doesn't require you to compete with high-frequency trading firms. It requires you to understand what problems people will pay to have solved and how AI can solve them faster than traditional methods. The window here is real. The numbers I've shared are real. But the window is measured in years at most, probably less for the pure trading plays. The people who benefit will be the ones who stopped watching videos about this topic and actually started experimenting 3 months ago. Or failing that, the ones who start today instead of tomorrow. The AI loophole isn't really a loophole. It's a temporary period where the tools are powerful enough to create massive leverage but not yet widespread enough to eliminate the advantage. Every week that passes, both of those things change. The tools get better. And more people get access.